Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chandler, the Geek Slays. Welcome back to episode 76 of the Scuffed Ass Podcast. My brain's struggling today. We got Judo again, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing?
We're good all here.
Are we all here? I feel like I'm only partially here.
I'm fully here. You got full judo here today.
Oh, that's good. You're gonna have to carry.
That man is playing Galaga.
I got you.
Thought we wouldn't notice.
What's new? Just kidding.
But we did.
Moon with the host. I appreciate it. So you actually started off the call with a decent question. Is Trevor Story gonna get traded? I'm not gonna say only to the Yankees because there are more options than that. But do you think he's getting traded?
His name's floating around, There's, we're at that time of the year. All-Star games pass. Immediately once that happens, my mind floats to the trade deadline.
Right. The Rockies suck.
The Rockies are unloaded, I think.
I see the fact that Trevor Story's contract is up at the end of the year. So I think the Rockies, if they were smart, which we've seen that as an organization, they are not, but if they were smart, they would reach out to Trevor Story and go, okay, are you re-signing here?
I like this thing.
Judo with the sub, I appreciate it. Appreciate you, my guy. But, are you going to re-sign here? Because if you're going to even just go test free agency, we need to trade you and get some pieces. It's dumb to let your stars walk for free. Like if you know they're going to walk, go get some pieces. But I don't want them to trade him, but it definitely sounds like they're going to. And if they're going to trade him, I would hope that you'll trade Charlie Blackmon to somewhere where he can go get a chance to win. And John Gray is probably going to go since his contract expires at the end of the year. I think the Rockies could dump a lot.
I think there's going to be a lot of names floating around. I don't think there'll be too many deals. I think Gallo's going.
Probably, yeah.
Sounds like the Cubs are doing a fire sale or looking into it.
Yep.
The dude in Washington, why's my mind blank? Max.
Max Scherzer.
Yeah, he sounds like a goner. And it appears he's going to somewhere in the NL West.
Ooh, we're gonna trade Trevor Story for Max Scherzer. Actually, that'd be terrible. Max Scherzer sucks at Coors Field. Also, no, I don't think the Rangers are trading for Trevor Story.
No. I think he's a Yankee or a Giant or who's buying right now? The Padres, the Giants, the Dodgers, the Rays, the Yankees. They're all buyers right now.
Padres couldn't use him because they already have Tatis.
Oh, yeah.
So that one's out. I mean, unless one of them wants to move to second base, but I don't see either
in
of
the
them.
market in general.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're moving Hosmer for sure. They're looking into that hard.
Really?
But
What?
that's gonna be costly.
Is he underperforming there?
Well, he's kind of out of position now. Now with the acquisition of Frazier, we can slide Cronenworth to first.
Oh.
And only that, they're thinking a year ahead of now when Tatis's contract puts them over the threshold for the luxury tax. So, unloading him, he's already he was already off the bench yesterday when the Frazier's first game.
Okay.
But unloading him is going to cost them a top 4 prospect. And that's scary because they got good ones.
My biggest thing is teams, honestly, if the owners actually care about winning, stop giving a shit about the luxury tax. Because all you're going to do is hurt your team long term because you're going to let somebody go that you didn't need to. The Oklahoma City Thunder did it when they let James Harden go because, luxury tax. Just pay it because if you keep them, you win.
I think it's just a factor. I don't think that they're afraid of that. I mean, it gives them more wiggle room to do more moves. They're in the market for Max as well. Plus, the guy's out of position. I mean, they're pretty set with Frazier. They got a solid infield, man.
Yeah.
Solid. They're pretty set.
Trade him to the Rockies for John Gray.
I'd rather get rid of him for Gallo in Texas, man. Put him in the outfield.
Yeah, but John Gray can come pitch for you. I don't know. How's your rotation looking? I don't know enough about the Rangers.
Oh, Snell's meh. Paddocks meh. Darvish is awesome.
Yeah, Darvish can throw like 11 pitches, dude. It's insane.
He's a horse though, bro. Yeah.
He's insanely good.
And then we had that one kid that was the number one prospect in the country, the pitcher Mackenzie Gore, but he's not really lighting the joint up in the minors this year.
So Darvish is balling out. Joe Musgrove threw that no-hitter early in the season. Early in the season. The Dinelson Lamet, is that how you say his name? I haven't actually watched any Padres games, so I haven't heard the announcers say his name. But that dude's slider is dirty.
Yeah.
That's about all I know about him.
I mean, if you don't have the Dodgers in your division in your conference,
yeah.
I mean, and then the Giants are gnarly too. Then you sit where you're at, but I mean, teams only have a window that's a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah, your window slams closed quick.
I mean, we're actually, I feel like this is our first year where we're like, okay, this is the window. This is the window's opening for, I say we, meaning the Padres. I think this is the first year for them, and I think they're on the rise. They got years. They got everything in place. They got contracts and young guys coming up. They're in place for that. So
just hope that your front office doesn't destroy your team. As a Rockies fan, the 2007 Rockies were really good.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, all of their young MVP level players weren't on the team anymore. You traded Tulo, you traded Matt Holliday, Todd Helton retired. Like, shit can change quick. So, honestly, if you are near playoff level or near championship level, go make every move possible.
Yeah.
Because if you get that ring, your fans will be fine with another, length of rebuild if you have to afterwards, if you are good for a while.
Yeah. I mean,
yo, what's good, Ghostline?
Yeah, I mean, we were like that too, similar. I think it was like, I don't know how many years ago when we picked up Justin Upton, Matt Kemp. What was the dude? The pitcher Shields, who we traded and got Tatis for to the White Sox. Yep. But we've rebounded from that mistake. I feel like we've been fleecing teams with our trades. I think the only trade we really freaking lost really bad was that Trey Turner.
Yeah.
And then damn, I forgot the other guy's name. Dude, Max Fields, the guy, the pitcher on the Braves. I like him a lot. That's the dude we gave up for Upton for a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got Cronenworth. Like, he was a throw-in in that FAM for Hunter Renfroe trade to the Rays, and look at that dude now. So we've been winning our trades pretty well. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, man. But you do got to charge that credit card if you got that opportunity to win the title.
Absolutely.
What's up, Ghostman?
Especially when you are like the Padres and you're a smaller market team.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, you're not going to win in free agency that often. Because
not now.
Who can pay more? The Yankees or the Padres?
I think it's gnarly. They have 2 max contracts on their roster. But two $300 million players in San Diego. That's insane.
Right.
What is this, New York?
Right. It is nuts but I mean, that is the one problem with baseball not having a salary cap, is these smaller market teams will get left behind. Because the Rockies can't pay as much as the Dodgers or the Yankees or even the Padres. You have to build from within and then hope you stay good. So
for sure.
Yeah,
so a lot of moves. We'll see what happens. I think Chris Bryant, he's he's freaking out because he's hearing a lot that he's gonna get traded. It's starting to affect him. I see him in the press conferences doing interviews, and he's like rattled.
Oof.
Um,
Not ideal.
Nah. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Are you really not going to let me read this article? Because I won't sign up for a stupid...
Insider.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Insider.
I'm
Is
just...
that what it was?
No, it was Denver Post thing. So I wanted to read what they were saying.
Subscribe.
But I'm not paying for the shit. I refuse. I'm doing pretty good, Ghostline. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, because it's talking about the different trades the Rockies might make and that kind of thing, which would be good information to have, but... Oh, the Rockies apparently did make a trade today.
What's that?
They traded Michael Givens, one of their relievers, to the Reds for minor leaguers Case Williams and Noah Davis. I've never heard any of them. I've never heard of those people. But 2 starting pitchers, which, I mean, the Rockies can take as many decent young starting pitchers as possible. Oh, my chat's gonna try to make me chug a gallon of water.
Nice.
It's really not. It's pretty rude, actually. But yeah, I mean, apparently the Mets... Hey Bear, what's up? How you doing? Apparently the Mets want to trade for Trevor Story and John Gray. Oh, imagine being the Yankees and Trevor Story ending up in the team across the streets uniform in 2 years.
Could happen.
That'd be nuts.
I'm not even following the Yankees. I'm too vested in my Padres. Are they like what, second place?
The Padres right now are in 3rd.
No, I know they are, but that doesn't really matter. I'm talking about they're in the race there.
Yeah.
The Yankees, what place are they?
The Yankees are in 3rd place, and they are 8.5 games back behind the Red Sox.
Okay, what about for that wild card?
I'm not. I hate that. MLB wild card standings, since it doesn't just show when you look at the standings. You have 10,000 points. Don't use them. All right, let's see here. Right now, Tampa Bay and Oakland are the 2 wild card teams, with Seattle being a game back and the Yankees being 2.5.
So they're in the race. Okay.
The wild card race in the American League is tight, though.
Yeah, but they're in the race.
5 teams within 5 games of a wild card spot. That's pretty nuts. Yeah. Yo, short hair, how you doing?
So we'll see. When's that deadline? The 30th?
The
31st for August.
It's the last day of July is the trade deadline.
Okay.
I always struggle with how many days are in every month. So just the last day of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees are in it, and then for the wild card for the National League, the Dodgers and the Padres are the 2 wild card teams right now. And the Reds are the next closest team, and they're 6 games back.
Yeah.
St. Louis is 7.5 games back.
I can just pull this stuff up myself. I don't know when. Let's see this pod. I'm trying to see like where the Padres stand in the wild card race.
They're in it. They're the second team.
Oh, they're the second, so they're locked.
Right now they're locked, and they're 6 games ahead of the Reds. So
Oh, so they're going to the postseason.
Probably, yeah.
So that's wild. Like they've been in third for quite a while, and they've been winning, man. Look at their fucking.
Yeah.
How many games? They're 15 games over 500, and they're in third place. That's
Yeah.
fucking wild, bro. They're in fucking first place in any other division except, well, the Central.
Hey, the Rockies are in the same place they were in 2007.
Dude, how the fuck are the Giants so good this year?
They really shouldn't be. Honestly, what has happened is two guys that I thought, and most people thought, were old and done in Buster Posey and Evan Longoria decided, hey, we know how to play again. And nobody was ready for that. It does suck for the Rockies. Trevor Story's having the worst year of his career right now. So that's not ideal for trades.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Yankees made an offer for Trevor Story.
Yeah. Preliminary talks.
I don't want to keep getting rid of all of our good players. Why is that what we do every time? There was once a time where the infield for the Rockies was Todd Helton, DJ LeMahieu, Troy Tulowitzki, and Nolan Arenado. And
that's wild.
And they didn't make the fucking playoffs. Because the outfield was still great then too. But it just, our pitching sucks.
Oh, okay.
Because our best pitcher was like Jorge De La Rosa. Who's like the greatest pitcher in Rockies history, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess right now there would be an argument that John Gray and Herman Marquez are the two greatest pitchers in Rockies history. And they're both like 26 years old.
I can't even think of a good Rockies pitch. I mean, Denny Nagel. I remember him. Mike Hampton. Those are the guys I remember. I remember when they went on like they were tearing it up on offense with like Walker, Galarraga, all Bichette, and then they like splurged one off season on pitching. And they got Nagel and picked up Hampton.
And it was the worst thing we ever did.
Yep.
It set us so far behind because those pitchers sucked.
Yeah, if they would have delivered though.
Right. But that's always been the thing, though. The Rockies' offense will always be good. Part of that is because Coors Field.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be bad at Coors Field. And not even, like, just as a power hitter, but, I mean, the field is so big. It is 445 feet to the deepest part of the field. The outfield's huge. So it's easy to just, get singles because you need a Dexter Fowler speeded center fielder to do anything, which is why the Rockies do terrible things because our outfield is slow as shit.
We give a lot of love to the Rockies on this podcast.
Apparently, yeah, we do. Well, because that's my team. Just like I'd love to give a lot of love to the Timberwolves, but like,
are we transitioning to basketball here? I see that hat. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. It's the only thing about the Timberwolves that's nice. Like, geez, they suck.
I mean, their roster is up and coming.
It's really not. They have Cat, and they have D'Lo, and then they've got nothing. The bench is awful.
But you just say they have nothing. What's the rookie last year? Edwards? Is that his name?
Oh, I forgot about Anthony Edwards.
Probably the biggest bright spot in their team.
Maybe. And then before that, we drafted Jarrett Culver, which was a mistake. Honestly, I think this is going to sound terrible. But so Cat, D'Lo, and Devin Booker have always wanted to play together. If Devin Booker, like if the Suns lose Chris Paul and lose some other pieces, and Devin Booker doesn't feel that great with the team, we could send them Anthony Edwards, Jarrett Culver, a contract to make everything up, and 2 first-round picks, and get the guys together. Because I want it to happen in Minnesota so bad. So bad.
I'm not a big D'Lo fan. I think he's trash, to be honest.
You think he's That's a little aggressive.
Trash. You heard it here first. I think he's overrated as overrated can be. I think when's an opportunity he's shined? He's had one opportunity to shine in his career, the Nets versus Sixers in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. His only opportunity didn't show up. So he's overrated, bro. He's a postseason scorer that's gonna get his on a trash team. Like, what was he doing on the Warriors? Nothing.
Okay,
I think he's overrated.
That's not fair because for the first 8 years of Devin Booker's career, it was that's all Devin Booker is. He's trash on he looks good on a trash team. Once he finally actually got an opportunity, I'm sorry, the Nets weren't close to the 76ers that year. They weren't. What do you expect to happen?
No, but he didn't play at all, bro. He didn't show up, is what I'm saying. Like
he was hurt again. That's the biggest issue.
He just didn't show up, man. And then you can make that argument like that's his franchise. At one point, he was the Lakers franchise. D'Lo, dude was trash.
See, but he was never the Lakers franchise. The Lakers didn't love him, mostly because you remember the whole snitch thing.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of when things were getting bad. But I mean, like, he was brought in to be the man. He was the dude. He was there before Alonzo. He was there before Ingram. He was the start of the new initiative of the young core. Yeah. And he was going to be leading. He's the point guard. He was going to be leading it. Bro was like hella immature. I mean, I'll give him that. He's matured a lot more.
Yeah.
His career has evolved. But I mean, dude, like, anybody can be the man on a bad team and score. Like, that's what he's always just been on the Nets. I mean, I just think he's overrated. And then that snitch thing still rubs me wrong. I don't like snitches.
Yeah, fair. But my biggest thing is just, I don't think, like, sure, he's overrated, but I think a lot of people are.
I don't think he's a bad player, though.
Right.
I called him trash, but I mean, like, I expect more from him. That's why.
Right. But I mean, honestly, the same thing can be said about Cat. Karl Anthony Towns has done nothing. He's proven nothing. Honestly,
he's solid.
I think if anything, I love Cat. Like, he's my guy. I think he's a little overrated at this point.
I mean,
he's not a top 5 center in the NBA. He's not.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he plays center, right? He's not a 4.
Right. He's a center. And
I mean, like, how many centers are? Yeah, not that many centers really, like, lead the way unless you're Shaq or fucking.
Well, right now, I mean, Joker. Embiid, Jokic.
Who would you rather have, Embiid or Cat?
See, that one's tough. I'm taking Cat. No, Embiid's a better player. Cat will stay on the court.
That's true.
Embiid's hurt all the time. So I will take the slight decrease in player because he will still be on the floor.
Yeah, I think Embiid will dominate more games, though. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Health risks, big time, yeah.
Yo, what's good, Tay? How you doing?
Yeah. That's a tough one, but if you're Minnesota, you got to keep that dude, man. Like, who you got else?
Right. My biggest worry is that he's going to demand a trade eventually.
He will. He'll want to win. He'll pull a Lillard. Like, enough's enough. You guys aren't doing enough for me.
Right.
But he won't have that clout to pull any, like, to say much. That's the difference.
Right. We need a good offseason where the players we bring in are actually worth bringing in. I mean, on our team right now, I'm honestly good with D'Lo being our starting. I would rather he be considered our starting shooting guard. I would honestly rather have, like, Ricky Rubio run the point because he's a more gifted passer. He can actually run the offense better.
Yeah, agree.
Anthony Edwards at the 3, Cat at the 4. Or at the 5, we need a solid power forward, and then our bench has to get better.
I think D'Lo's a liability. I think he's got good chemistry with Cat, but I think at the same time, like, he's not a he can't play your point guard the way you want him,
Right.
and he's not.
He's big enough to run the two, and
Yeah.
he's a great scoring option. I think if you take the ball out of his hands to where he's not in full control of the offense will get better, and he's still going to put up his 20 a night.
I mean, I think you build around Cat and obviously Edwards, and then you use whatever resources you have to do that. And I like D'Lo there, but he's just not enough. You need more. You need a like, imagine a strong point guard with that unit, or a solid two, spot up shooter. I think there's potential. I mean,
Wonder is no longer the co-host.
I didn't like what was the dude they had before? Wiggins. I didn't like him. I was like, what the hell are you doing with your career?
He's still on, but he's no longer the every week co-host.
How about that Team USA bombing in the Olympics this year?
Oh yeah, they're not gonna win gold. Bold prediction, they're not gonna finish on the podium.
I think it's wild too, like how it's like a testament to the NBA game on how
Soft
these
it is.
guys the Olympics is how, like, they're not getting those flops and calls that they wouldn't get in the league, and that's a big difference maker. Like, I mean, they're getting outskilled by, like, lesser, better players. I mean, France.
Honestly, the thing is, the U.S. decided we're gonna live and die by the three. We're not gonna have anybody on this team who will play defense. Look at, like, the 2008 Dream Team, right? LeBron, Kobe, D. Wade all said, all right, we don't need to score. We need somebody who will lock down. And that's what they did. But nobody on this team will do that. Kevin Durant isn't going to lock down on defense, mostly because he's never been that guy. But where is your true good defenders on this team?
Mm-hmm.
Also, where are your centers? Your centers can't be Draymond Green and Bam Adebayo. It's not going to work.
Mikhail.
I
don't know.
And then, yeah, I don't think relying on we are more skilled so we can outshoot you. What happens when the three ball doesn't fall? Just like it didn't for the Rockets in that Game 7 against Golden State where they went 0 for 27.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the three ball stops falling? And you don't have that one guy who you can truly just give the ball to and he will go get a bucket. I love KD. KD is a great scorer. But if his shot isn't falling from three or from mid-range, he's not going to do anything at that point.
He's just not the face to lead, bro. I think he's a little bit exposed. Right? I mean, he's not LeBron. He's not a Kobe. He's not gonna will your team. He's not gonna lead. He's gonna need that. Couldn't do it with the Thunder, man.
Right. That's been my biggest thing with KD, is he is a great scorer, but he cannot will a team to the finals, or just, sure, he can win you a game or two, but he can't just will you through series or through the Olympics.
Yeah.
Which is tough, but I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah, the state of American basketball is not looking too good.
No. I think the Olympics should be showing. Honestly, the one good thing is I think Drew Holiday just joined the Olympic team.
Yeah, that's a great pickup for the squad.
Oh, especially with the way that the international game lets you play defense. Drew's going to clamp.
Yeah, he had a good first game in France.
Yeah.
He had 15 points or something. Well, yeah, he's solid, man.
When you're the guy that the rest of the NBA says, he's the toughest defender I've gone against, even though he's, a foot shorter than you, that guy can. And that's in the NBA game where it's so, I don't like using soft as the word, but I mean, you can't touch the offensive player. Where Drew can now do whatever he wants, basically. Yeah. You put him on whoever the other team's best player is and say, all right, do something.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Who's not on the roster? I'm like, who's missing that could really. How's
LeBron,
Dame doing?
Steph.
Well, yeah, the obvious. How's Dame doing?
I'm not sure. Let's look.
I expect a lot out of him on this team.
Yesterday, the U.S. played Iran and won. This really doesn't show me the stats. I love the Olympics because it doesn't make sense how they show off stuff. Like, it's like, yeah, these are the players on the team. It's like, okay, how did they do? Yes.
Yeah.
Goofy. So on the roster right now, Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, Drew Holiday, Keldon Johnson, Zach LaVine, Damian Lillard, JaVale McGee, Chris Middleton, and Jason Tatum. So Bradley Beal left the team, and so did somebody else.
He left the team? How come?
No clue.
They need that kind of a player. That sucks.
Well, no, they don't actually. I mean, they were performing terrible with him there.
Were they?
Yeah. And I don't know if he was kicked off the team or if he actually left, but it was to clear room for Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, and yeah, Chris
Like
Middleton.
James Harden. Like, what's he gonna like? That's the player they don't need. They already got those roles.
Right. They need a true defensive guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big Harden fan either, man.
See, Harden's definitely, like, the biggest problem with him is the same as with Chris Paul and Trae Young. They know every rule. They know how to exploit it. So they're going to do shit that just puts them at the free throw line, where they're going to go make 95% of their free throws and put up 40 points in the most boring way possible. I don't love it.
But that compromises your team. Like, his style of basketball compromises the team.
Sure.
Like, that's what I don't like about him. His lack of defense, I don't like about him either.
Defensively, he has drastically improved over the last 2 or 3 years. Drastically.
There's guys on that roster that it doesn't matter what his level, it's not good enough.
Well, you need on this team, you honestly need, like, Kawhi to show up and say, I'm not here to score, I'm just here to play defense.
Yeah.
Or Dwight Howard, Paul George, even.
Did you say Paul George?
Say what you will about Paul George, he is still a great player. He can't be a number one. That's fine. Not everybody has to. He can be a good
role player. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying you need a guy like Paul George because he has the defensive skill set to come in and lock people down. Would he do that? I don't know. But you need a guy that level of play is what I meant. Rudy Gobert isn't U.S. born, so he wouldn't be on the U.S. team. But you need a center like that. We really do. We need,
Center game's kind of weak in the league right now.
Well, the biggest issue is all the good centers aren't U.S. born, so we couldn't put them on Team USA.
Well, yeah, in that degree.
Gobert, Jokic, Embiid.
They're not developed like that anymore. I remember, like, back in the day, in the 90s, like, dude, every draft was a fucking Mutombo, fucking Shaq, Alonzo. Like, there was, like, centers every draft. Like, solid, stapled centers. And,
part of it is, I think, the center, if you play the position in that way where you're just, banging in the paint all the time, you're gonna get hurt too much. Look at Embiid; he can't stay on the court.
I mean, there's power forwards playing center now. Like, Cat's a power forward in my eyes.
Yeah.
So it's like
Bam's a power forward, really.
What about Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis should be a center, honestly.
Yeah, he's a true center.
He refuses to play center, though. He hasn't started a game at center in like 4 years.
Yeah. But
they could use Anthony Davis on this team, though, just because of his post defense. He's not letting you score on him.
Bro, he needs a break, man. His body's glass.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's why him and LeBron aren't playing, though, is they both need this time off because they want to come back and play next year better. But, I mean, I don't know who you call if you're the NBA to come play center because, I mean, your top, 4 or 5 guys, Jokic, Embiid, Gobert, those 3 aren't U.S. born. Cat doesn't fix anything because he's a defensive liability. And then I still struggle with I don't know where some players are from. So, like, Clint Capella, he's a defensive guy, but he's not that good. So I don't know what the U.S.'s options are. I think the U.S. is just kind of screwed this year.
Well, when there's no options, you just tailor your roster to what your strengths are. So,
which is what they've done. They've made it a 3-point shooting team, but that's not going to work. Because any team can get hot from 3, and yeah. So,
yep.
It's going to be tough this year.
Enough about basketball. You ready for football? Training camp starting today or yesterday it was. Aaron Rodgers reporting for the Packers.
Yep, that one's tough. I was ready for him to be gone. Really well.
So what's the deal? He's got 1 year left. They're doing something where he's out in the year?
I guess, yeah. I think they redid his deal, so he's only there for this year. And then him and Devontae Adams posted pictures on their Instagram stories it was the same picture. It was of Jordan and Pippen. And it was basically just this is our last dance kind of thing. It's also Devontae Adams last year. I think they're both leaving. Where are they going to go? I have no idea. But they're gone. They just traded for Randall Cobb to make Aaron Rodgers feel better, I guess. Chandler Jones and Xavier Howard have both requested trades.
What's up with Chandler Jones? Why does he want to be traded? No reason.
So Jones has been unhappy with his contract.
Oh.
Yeah. He did report to training camp, so he requested a trade, but he's not sitting out, so.
I mean, he's smart, man. This is his last payday.
Right. There are rumors of the Vikings, Ravens, and Dolphins wanting to trade for him. The Dolphins are actually looking at trying to do a straight-up swap or something. Chandler Jones for Xavier Howard. Which for the Cardinals is a great trade. For the Dolphins,
Chandler Jones looks like a Viking in my eyes.
Right? Pair him with Danielle Hunter and Sheldon Richardson. Our D-line would be the best in the league automatically. I'd love to see it.
I agree. Vikings has always been you guys run a 4-3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
And we've got 3 really good defensive tackles. We've got Danielle Hunter. So we just need that other end. And yeah. I want to see it, but I don't know what pieces we have that can get him is the biggest issue. Like Patrick Peterson's trying to recruit him even though he's not a free agent. So okay.
You're getting Madden, you said? I can't remember. Are you going to be
I still haven't decided if I'm going to or not.
You wait until the day of?
Yeah, I'm waiting until closer. I want to see if anything's actually changed or fixed. I don't want to just buy the same game that sucks.
You know it's not, bro.
Oh, I know. I'm sure it's not going to change, but if
There's
somebody
nothing's
comes
gonna
out and
happen.
says stuff's different, then
You're hoping. Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as we near it, I'm getting less inclined to get it.
Right.
But we'll see. The week of, we'll see. I do want to play it, so I probably will get it. So
Right.
yeah. But yeah. So what's up with gaming, man?
Not a ton, I guess, right now. What have you been playing?
I've been playing. I just landed New World on my PC for Steam. I'm pretty pumped for that because it's user friendly for MMO players that are new into the game. Been watching a lot of streams on it. Pretty fun and exciting to watch.
Be careful though.
That.
It might brick your graphics card. So
Think so?
I don't know. That's a thing that was happening to people.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was bricking high-end graphics cards for some reason.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. New. Let me. So EVGA. So it mostly affected a certain graphics card. It affected an EVGA RTX 3090, and EVGA has already come out and said any card that was bricked from playing that game we will replace. Just let us know. So I think that's awesome. Great company. Because it honestly was just a weird way that the game ran, and it does whatever it does. But the fact that they're willing to just replace your card is awesome. Shows great. That's a good company to me. Willing to.
Yeah. What do you think about that game?
I honestly have not looked at it very much. Just a bit,
What are you playing then?
Right now, Fortnite.
Nothing really.
I was getting ready to look into some other stuff, and then I found out I was going to have to make this trip. So it was like, I'm going to be away and not able to play anything for a week. So.
Are we talking Halo? Are you able to get one of those keys?
One of the keys for Halo? What?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
If something to do if you're with Halo Insider, you can get a key to play the beta. I think the beta this weekend though. It's playable.
I'm not gonna be home to play. That's so trash.
That is trash.
So even if I could get a beta code,
I need to get on that because I want to get one.
Yeah, get one so I can watch your streams and see how it is. But Amazon Games made a report about them bricking cards, and they were like, hundreds of thousands of people have played the New World closed beta with millions of total hours played. We received a few reports of players using high-performance graphics cards experiencing hardware failure when playing a New World. New World makes standard DirectX calls as provided by the Windows API. We have seen no indication of widespread issues with 3090s either in the beta or during our many months of alpha testing. New World is safe to play, but we implemented 4 patches today. So was it safe to play or was it broken? What? Like, if it was safe to play, why do you have to issue 4 patches in 2 hours?
Have you heard of the game Spillgate?
Oh, Splitgate?
I tried that out today.
I've heard a little bit of it. I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Was gonna try to get a code, but if I'm not gonna be around, what's the point?
Sure that.
I am super excited for Halo though. That's most of what I'm doing is just biding my time until Halo comes out.
I need to find a way to get that game because I really want to try it. I'm not a Halo player, but I really want to play it this weekend.
I think the beta will be interesting. Yeah, I'm a big Halo guy though. And I'm probably not going to get Call of Duty this year, so
What? Really?
yeah.
Who's producing this year's?
Sledgehammer, and it's going to be Call of Duty World War II Vanguard, and I'm not playing another shitty World War II game.
I'm like meh on that game. I'm not like too down on it, but I'm not high on it. Honestly, like the only time I really get pumped for COD is when Activision does it, because that modern
you mean
that modern
not
no,
Activision's the publisher, so Infinity
I'm
Ward or
sorry.
Treyarch.
Yeah, Infinity Ward. I'm sorry. When I just that Modern Warfare engine is what I like.
See, I haven't enjoyed an Infinity Ward game since Modern Warfare 3. Because Ghosts wasn't good.
That's subjective.
Well, sure. In my opinion, it wasn't good. Infinite Warfare was just bad.
Yeah, worst ever.
Well, like it was Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which was really good, but worse in every way. Like they copied the movement mechanics but made them worse somehow still. It's like they took Black Ops 3 and were like, I need to change this a little so the teacher doesn't know I copied, but then only changed to wrong answers. It was awful. And
I really don't understand Cold War.
Cold War's bad, dude.
I mean, I kind of enjoy some of the multiplayer, but it's not worth the full. It feels like a DLC to me. It doesn't feel like a full game.
It really doesn't.
I loved Black Ops 4 though.
Yeah,
I really did. I've
been playing some of that lately too.
I actually have too.
Yeah. And then I didn't enjoy the new Modern Warfare, but it is what it is, you know. It's all subjective anyways. Everybody has their own opinions on how the game feels, and because I think Modern Warfare looked really good. I just think gameplay wise it wasn't there.
I mean, I like Sledgehammer when they did Advanced Warfare. I actually liked that game.
I didn't hate Advanced Warfare, but I think it was the second best of the 3 futuristic CODs. I think Black Ops 3 just did everything better.
It was good, yeah. I thought they were all good. It got to be enough. Like 3 years of that in a row.
Yeah, I think that was their mistake.
Yeah, and then they just ultimately flipped it and went to boots to the ground with World War.
Yeah, I think if you would have put,
it wasn't a bad game too. You remember that station, the lobby thing? You like that?
In what?
The outpost thingy they had in it.
Oh, in World War II?
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
It wasn't. They didn't do it right. The other issue was it didn't work until like July of the next year. It took them 9 months to actually get it to work.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
So
I don't know. I think
they should have split up the releases of those games. Like it should have went. Honestly, they probably should have released Advanced Warfare before Ghosts, then had Ghosts come out, then Black Ops 3, then World War II, and then Infinite Warfare. And all of those games would have performed better, except Black Ops 3 because it performed amazingly anyways. I think it was the highest selling Call of Duty of all time. So
I gotta be Modern War. What's the highest? It's Cold War now?
Oh, there's no shot.
No, I heard something. Oh, was the Cold War was like the highest selling game or something like it was something gnarly that blew my mind because I was like Cold War, but it's got to be Modern Warfare, right? The newest one?
No.
No.
So the highest selling Call of Duty of all time is Call of Duty Black Ops, the original. Then Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, and Black Ops 3. That's your top 5.
Wow.
So the first 3 Black Ops games, 1 Modern Warfare, and Ghosts.
I like Black Ops 1.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 was good.
I didn't really love Black Ops 2 like everybody else did. But
Yeah, Black Ops 4 apparently only sold 3.5 million copies.
But it was a solid game.
Yeah.
And I blame that on the whole downward spiral of COD due to those spacey games, man. That was a good game, man.
Well,
that
it was
a
also
really
part of
game.
it was also we don't have a campaign. All of our multiplayer maps are going to be rehashes of old maps. And the zombies isn't going to be the zombie story you guys wanted. We're forcing something else to happen. That makes it tough. Like, it could have been so much better. But yeah. No, so the thing I was meaning about the highest selling COD of all time, Black Ops 3 had the highest selling DLCs of all time. The entire Zombies DLC, that Zombies Chronicles, is the highest selling DLC of all time for a Call of Duty.
I want to play the new Zombies again. I actually want to get back into it.
I so far have not loved Cold War Zombies.
I initially it was okay. It's just not a streamable title for me.
Zombies is my shit. Like, it's what made me do this. And I would much rather go back and play Black Ops 3 Zombies right now.
I like Black Ops 4 Zombies. Did you?
It bugged me. Did you play Black Ops 3 at all?
Dude, I did. I just don't. That's one game I just don't remember too well.
Okay.
I don't know why. I did, of course, yeah.
You've seen how the cutscenes are, even in this year's Zombies. You know, full on, like, little animated movie cutscenes for going into the map, and when you beat the Easter egg, you get these cutscenes. In Black Ops 3, you had this great story with those cutscenes. In Black Ops 4, you got those cutscenes for the new story, but the original Ether story that they were giving us the ending to didn't get those type of cutscenes. We got PowerPoints. So it ruined it for me because they didn't care. They stopped caring about it, and I won't go back and play Black Ops 4 Zombies, most likely. It hurts my soul. Because I feel like Zombies would have been better if they never made Black Ops 4 have anything to do with the Ether storyline. If they kept it with the new storyline they added, it would have been great. But I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, I actually don't mind this year's Zombies at all.
Like, it's not bad. I just don't love it.
Yeah. Splitgate, Call of Duty, New World, Madden, Halo. What else is popping off? There's got to be something else.
No, there really isn't. That's been the biggest issue.
Yeah, I've been like,
gaming's just slow right now.
It is. Or are we just spoiled?
Well, we were spoiled with great games for a while, and now nothing lives up to those expectations. Is really what it is.
I wonder that sometimes if like we're just spoiled with games. Like,
I think a lot of it comes to these companies pushing their games out 6 months too early, ruining the experience for the people who first bought it, and then nobody else wanting to ever play it again. So even if they get it fixed, nobody's going to play it because you shouldn't have released it yet.
More Cyberpunk. Hey, did you like that game?
I haven't played it.
Ever?
Not yet. I was waiting until they actually fixed some shit. Again, another game where they could have waited 6 months to release it and nobody would complain.
Too much fucking hype on that game, man. They couldn't.
Anthem was the same way.
Anthem wasn't like Cyberpunk, but it was in a sense.
It was
on
super
that
hyped, and it released and was unplayable. Like, it's so bad they've
it's
given
dead.
refunds to everybody who bought it.
It's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like abandoned that game. That's crazy. That's so bad.
We're getting Madden. We're getting...
This is sports month.
Naraka Blade Point looked awesome, and that comes out August 12th. But it's
Alien
a PC
Fire
game.
Team Elite.
Never heard of that.
Well, it's not. It's like a survival shooter, but it's not like Alien Isolation. They're making a sequel to Alien Isolation, I believe, but it's a little bit different. I think this is more like
Interesting.
FPS. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it is. I like the whole Alien movies, but the fucking game was like, I could not finish that game.
Deathloop comes out in September, and that game looks so interesting.
Moving into September now. Okay, nothing in August.
There were like 2 games in August that Naraka Blade Point looks cool, and I guess Madden because people like Madden.
I've been playing simulator games. I got Power Wash Simulator. You ever play that?
No, I have been playing PC Building Sim and American Trucking Simulator.
What about the Microsoft Flight Simulator? You gonna try that?
I'm thinking about it now that it's on Game Pass.
Yeah. I heard it's pretty hefty. Like it's 100 gigs on your Xbox, and it's
really
not what you think. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, and it's not what you think gameplay wise. I'm still intrigued.
Back for Blood comes out in October. It's
That's
like
the one
a Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
I'm pumped for that, bro.
Far Cry 6, I probably won't get that, but Far Cry 6.
I want to try 5 on stream because I heard it's amazing, and I have sat on that game for so long.
Battlefield 2042. I'm not a big Battlefield guy, so I don't know if I care. Moving into November, Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, like it. Free. FIFA, that's coming. I don't know if you're a FIFA player.
I'm not a big FIFA guy.
That's right. We don't do soccer.
I mean, I don't hate soccer. I'm just not a big FIFA guy.
Dude, Back for Blood is the one that's got me, though. Sorry.
And then Dying Light 2 comes out in December, but there's not a ton of stuff.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
But I mean, the Avengers game wasn't that good. I refuse to buy Guardians of the Galaxy for $60.
Is it the same company though?
Yes.
Oh. Damn.
Okay. I said that real quick. I'm pretty sure. Let me check.
Yes.
I will at least give it a double check.
All right.
Guardians of the Galaxy game. Far Cry 5 has great gameplay, but the ending is really underwhelming. Just an FYI before you play it. Yeah, it's still made by Square Enix, so. Also, I just don't like the way the characters look. I didn't love the way the Avengers looked either, though. Like, I'm sorry, why do they have to look so... It's like they tried to copy the MCU, but also not copy it at the same time. So it's like you can see a resemblance, but then they just look weird. It's like either make them match or make them different. Don't do the whole, I'm going to make it close. No.
I just want a freaking Marvel game like Spider-Man on the Xbox. Like, I'm dying that I cannot get a hold of a PS5, and I will definitely not buy a PS4. And I really want.
Go follow. Let me look at his name.
I can find gameplay on it. It's not the same.
No. There's a guy on Twitter that I follow who tweets out every time a PlayStation, Xbox, or a GPU is in stock.
I'm not gonna wake up at 4 a.m. and get online and log into this, or I'm not gonna go camp in front of Best Buy on August 3rd.
What I'm saying though is, like, he will tweet out, like, it could be in the middle of the day. You know, you're awake at noon, and PlayStation 5s are in stock on GameStop, and you know you can go try to order one. Yeah. That's why I follow him. Is I'm waiting for GPUs.
I'd rather have a GPU than a PS5 now. Like, I just want that game. I want to play that, God of War, and then a select few. Like, that's it. I don't really, when I think about it, I need to calm down off that PS5 hype.
Right? Like, I didn't need an Xbox either. I feel like that was a waste of money. I didn't need a Series X because every game that comes out on Xbox comes out on PC. I should have just got a PS5, not an Xbox. there's no point to it.
Dude, Game Pass and sports games is.
I mean, to a point, but for me, I don't play sports games online most of the time, so why wouldn't I play them on? But if I was gonna get a console, I should have just gotten a PS5 because I could play the sports games there, and you know, I wouldn't need to buy both.
Would you buy the show or would you not buy the show though? That's my thing because you
I
get that
probably
free.
would have.
Oh, okay.
Because the show is like the one game I play off stream. It doesn't do great on stream, so if I just want to hang out and like play a video game and listen to music, I put the show up and just go hit dingers. So, but normally I only buy the show every other year.
That's kind of how it should be with sports games, unless you're like, that's your main game,
right?
You know?
Right. Because it's like I can play this current show for a while.
Yeah.
It's not much changes for the modes I play. Because I'm not going to play Diamond Dynasty, so I don't need to have the newest one.
I don't know. So what's up with streaming with you, man?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your direction for you for streaming? I'll tell you mine.
All right, I'm interested in yours, so I can get a gauge.
Well, okay.
What your
mine? I'm currently working on a semi rebrand.
To Judo TTV, right?
Yeah, like I've always just been referred to as Judo.
Yeah.
Judo Top 80 was just my gamer tag that's transferred, which I liked a lot, that transferred over to Mixer, which I when I was with Mixer, I was like, do I want to make a new name or is this cool with me? Right. But you know, like I'm putting a lot of time and effort and energy and blood, sweat, and tears into streaming. So thinking about the future, like branding is a huge thing to me. Like I'm all about my brand, and that's what motivates me more than anything right now. Like pushing for partner, things like that, not a motivation for me. My brand and my place in this industry is what I push for, and I'm just kind of like minimizing things, and I've always wanted to tweak things. Like when I first started streaming, I loved my logo. I like the wolf, the look of the wolf, exactly. I love it on there. I just don't like the font. I originally didn't like the colors on it. It looked too esportsy, and I just wanted it to be more personable for me and my taste. And so this is an opportunity to redefine that, and I'm working on that. That should be done any day. It's a little similar, but it's not. And then I gotta redo everything on my stream with scenes and transitions, and then merch, all that jazz. So putting my brand out there, which is fun. And then going forward, I aim to like call my buddy Geek Slays and help get my stream onto OBS so that I'm a pro at it, and then our slobs, and then we'll get rolling with PC content on stream, Switch content on stream, and just, you know, open up more avenues. So that's the short-term goal. It's kind of taking me a year, like a little bit longer than I thought originally, because I planned to do the first half of this year doing that, but I'm spending pretty much the whole year working on getting things the way I wanted. The rebrand kind of set me back, but long story short, next year, the second half of this year's goal is gonna be pushed into next year, and that's get on YouTube. Okay. But that just requires time.
Just gotta let you know your sticker is taking forever to get here.
You ordered a sticker?
I did.
I'll send you one, bro. Like I'm gonna
I ordered one like 10 days ago. It's still on its way.
I'll send you a new one too, though. Like once I get the new thing up, and anybody that's bought merch, not that many though recently. Like I have a buddy that bought a hoodie and a shirt. I was like, dude, I feel so bad because I'm changing my stuff. I'll send you a new one.
Right.
But I'll send you. I'm gonna buy it in bulk anyways, and I'll send you a few.
See, but I've considered doing that, but like going through, not having Teespring do my merch, but like going through an actual like really nice merch company. But it's so tough because, you know, do I want to order 1,000 shirts and just sit on them while I wait for people to order them?
Nah,
See, I think
I wouldn't even do that, bro.
for now, I'm gonna stick with Teespring until I get to a point where I know that, okay, it's time to upgrade where I get my merch done at and have it be better quality stuff. So, like, right now, it's cheaper both price wise and make wise, but it makes more sense for me to do it with Teespring, so I'm not spending $1,000 on bulk orders and then waiting 2 years to sell it all.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think that's smart.
but for, I guess, lately, I mean, I'm still doing the whole, trying to push for partner, trying to push for, different sort of stuff like that. Trying to reach
Right.
out to more brands that I use. Like, I'm an affiliate with Secret Labs right now.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, trying to reach out to other brands that I actually use. I refuse to promote a brand that I wouldn't use their product for.
Yeah,
It's just,
right.
it just doesn't feel right to me. So, trying to work with more brands. I've actually given myself an actual stream schedule, so like not just days I stream, but times. Trying to get more consistent with YouTube content, and TikTok content has been big over the last couple of months. I think just more consistency has helped a ton. Because I mean, if you know for a fact that I'm going live at 3 o'clock, so 2 o'clock your time or whatever, then it's easier to know, okay, I can be there for that stream compared to what I used to do, which was today I streamed at 7 in the morning, and then the next day I streamed at 7 at night, and then the next day the stream started at midnight.
Yeah,
It's like there's nothing, that's hard to figure out.
it's just tough, bro. It's like all these bigger streamers and stuff, like the big names and stuff, like they don't do anything else. Like they don't have to go to a 9 to 5. They don't have to deal with things like that. This is their everything. And then on top of that, they have a team in place.
Right.
Like I don't have help.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I do just stream. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 right now, but I
No,
also
well, I know.
but I also have to
People went on
specifically edit my YouTube videos. I have to edit them and shoot them and caption them. I have to record and edit my TikToks. I have to record and edit the podcast, which takes a lot of time away, where if I could afford to
Right.
pay an editor, all I'd have to do is stream for 12 hours.
Imagine just waking up, eating breakfast, sitting in a chair, hitting go live, getting off a line, and then everything, you got a whole team taking care of stuff. Imagine that feeling.
Right?
I mean, and there's people, bro, like I'm not even talking on like Nick Merck's level. I'm talking about people like I personally know people that have people doing things like analytics for them. Like, here's your YouTube short, not your YouTube. Post this at this time. This is when you like they're doing like data on the analytics on when to post this certain clip and everything. Like they got one person in charge of that. They got a person in charge of the marketing. They got one person in charge of making TikToks. They got a person in charge of like getting people in their stream. They got a person taking care of reaching out to sponsors to get them sponsored with certain companies and like, dude, I don't got none of that. It's just nuts. So this is
Right.
unfortunately like when you're trying to set out goals for the year and like what you want to do, like the other half of your goal should be to grow and like to grind, and whatever way that is, either on your social media or on your content or you're on stream, like grind your brand, build your brand, use those are your, you got to spend time doing that. A lot of time I got to sacrifice content a lot of times because, well, a lot of times actually, because I'm trying to network, grow, build my brand up, because I don't have anybody else doing it for me.
Right.
Neither do you.
That's
you're
been a big issue I've been having lately, so I'm starting another YouTube channel, so that'll be 3 that I fully operate. I'm restarting the Sports at Sunup channel, only I'm going to be doing it way differently. It's not going to be like a sports show. I'm going to be doing like, a video talking about the 2007 Rockies and Rocktober, or talking about certain players and what happened with their careers. But so lately I haven't had a ton of time to go into everybody's streams, and it makes me feel kind of trash. But it's like I spend 17 hours a day trying to get content out. It's tough to find the time to
Oh yeah, man.
be active everywhere.
It's tough to be even streaming sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to play a game. I just rather
right.
And I love the game. It's just tough.
Right.
And then even more so when there's not a game out that's like blowing your socks off, like it's tough too.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, man, you gotta love this industry. You gotta love what you're doing in order to do this. And
oh yeah.
And that's why I got a lot of respect for the people I've known from the other platform, because at this point in time, if I know you from another platform, which was over a year ago, and you're still active in some degree, like you freaking love this. And
right.
I actually, yeah. So,
I mean, I've been completely active in all this for years. It's just for the first 4 I sucked. Both content wise, the content wasn't there because I wasn't me in front of a camera yet.
Yeah.
Like now I sit down in front of a camera and it's like, yeah, I'm the same person I am in real life. I don't have the same nerves sitting here. I can talk like a normal person. Whereas, back in the day, you could tell it's like, this kid's nervous to be on camera and, right. have his voice out there. So I think just growing as a person helps.
Yeah, you find yourself in this too. That's what's wild. Like I've totally, like it's just wild. And my like I said, my respect level for folks that do this.
Oh yeah.
Or, I mean, everybody can start a stream and get like a few viewers or make a few connects, and then your stream's got a few viewers in your stream. But like, yo, like now my thing now is like, let me see where you're at in a year.
Right.
It's just like I tell my mods, I'm like, there's gonna be people that come in my stream and they're like all about me, and I'm the next coolest thing, or my stream is so much fun to be with, and whatever, or they drop me funds in the channel, and I'm just like, all right, we'll see where you're at in 6 months. I give it at least 6 months.
Yeah. Are you still doing this in 6 months?
Are you still the same person? I mean, I don't need people like constantly doing subs and stuff 6 months straight, but like, I'm just saying, like, are you still like this person that you are, this fire burning in you for 6 months down the road? Because 90% of the time, like, I know 90 to 95% of the time, I know you're not gonna be. There's rarely a few that still are. Like, and that's why I'm just like, I don't really sweat it too much. I just try to stay within me, because I know people come and people go, and it's just part of the business. You got to get used to that. You got to be numb to that and be used to it, because you'll be like, what happened to that guy that was here in the channel kicking it, remember?
Yeah. I think there's the big deal of how many people right now are getting into streaming not for the love of gaming, not for actually wanting to stream, but because they've seen, Ninja and how big he's gotten, and think, oh, it's a quick way to fame and money. And then they stream for 2 weeks, realize, oh, it's not that easy, and then disappear. Because there are so many channels that I knew about a year ago that don't exist anymore for that reason. I think there are so many people who are only in it because they think fame and money is what's coming. They don't actually care about what they're doing.
I mean, I think there's all different. I think I've learned too that there's different kinds of content creators or streamers. I'll just say that, because not everybody's a content creator.
Right.
There's people that push content. There's streamers that stream competitively, that like they're good at the game, and what the cost of that is sacrificing engagement with chat. They're just playing a game. You're just watching them play a game.
Yep. Which I think there's a place for that, but
yeah, there is. And then the third squeeze I've seen lately is kind of like up that avenue you were saying. Like, I see people that don't really make content, that aren't really good at the game as well.
Yeah.
And they're just, like, hey, I'm shouting you out, I'm retweeting you, I'm tweeting you, I'm tabbing you all the time, I'm always coming in your stream, we're just hanging out, and you're hanging out on my channel, and I've got viewers because of it, and I'm subbing to you and you sub to me. It's just like, it's just a big hangout. It's not content. There's no content being made. Like, you're constantly just, your channel's like a follow for follow, almost shout out for shout out,
Sub
like
for sub, whatever.
Yeah, it's just that you guys are just hanging out, and there's a place for that, and that's okay. I see people growing that way too, but it's like you're just hanging out, and that's okay, like I say, because there's a place for that, and I've come to understand that. Like,
see, but I question how far you can actually get that way. How long does it actually last? Because what happens when I decide I don't have the money to keep subbing to this guy, and he stops subbing to me, we both stop watching each other. How far can you really get with your entire community just being other streamers?
My thing is like, what's your directive? Because it's like, your streams are always just, hey, what's up? Hey, good to see you. Hey, what's up? Hey, good to see you. Hey, like every second, because someone's coming in because you tap them, and there's a little network going on of doing that. But it's like, when does that become boring ever? Like, what's your end game for growing with that? Like, at some point, do you plan to change? Do you plan to do content, or do you become?
Are you trying to go pro as a player,
or do you just want to see people getting, everybody growing their stats and their channel and their views? And that's cool. Like I said, I'm not knocking that at all. Like, I have some really good friends that do that, but I'm here to do a little bit of that, but a little bit of competitive, and more so be a personality.
See, I'm here to make content, but I also want to help people grow. But I'm also very against the, oh, I saw you in my stream one time, I'm going to give you 1 billion shout outs. That's not, I find, content creators like you, who I've watched your content, I enjoy watching your streams whenever I can. Okay, I need to, even though at this point I'm a much smaller channel than you, we also have different communities. So it's like, I need to show the love to the people who I enjoy. I think it's weird that, Smart Guy 73 just comes into my chat. Now I'm going to shout him out as if I've known him forever. I think that can also lead to weird stuff.
Like, yeah, I've had to learn to do that too. I've had to calm down with that myself. Like, early on, I was doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And then even if I had seen you a couple times only, like, and you were like 2 weeks, after 2 weeks of coming in my channel state, I needed to I'd be like my mods would be like, you need to chill out. You're like, bigging this person up a little too much, and then it's okay for the folks like you. Like I said, I've known you over a year.
Right.
It's okay for folks like that.
A year and a half almost.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, over a year. Like, it's okay for folks like that.
Right.
But yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'll hype you up. I'll hype Ghostline up because he's, been here forever. You guys have been, I've known you. You've been in my streams for over a year. So it's like, yeah. But I've also, like, I've stopped, nobody on my auto host list is somebody that I haven't had a lot of contact with. I no longer raid random people. I've had 2 experiences with raids that went terribly, and that can reflect poorly on me.
What happened?
I had one raid where sent everybody, the guy refused to look at his chat, and him and his buddies were using not the best language to talk about people. And then the next time I raided somebody, it was some dude screaming the N-word a bunch, and
man, that sucks.
So it's like, I'm not gonna raid random people anymore, because that can be just as bad for me as it is for that person, and I refuse to make my community have to deal with that.
Dude, and the other thing is, like, there's just never enough time to give back to all the people that do for you or me.
Right.
So it's like, I feel bad when I'm not giving a raid to them.
Right.
But also, it's like, I gotta put this point out. Like, I don't really do random raids. The last time I did one, I hated it too.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand. I'm like almost so pissed at the person I raided, because I'm like, you couldn't understand support if I slapped you across the face with it. Like, just people are talking to you and you're like not doing a thing. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like my good people, like people like as if you, like I've known for a while, that are coming in on my behalf to support my raid, and
Right.
you're just, I was so pissed. But the other thing is this is like, I've gotten a lot I've gotten a lot of raids off recommended on Twitch, and
That's true.
I've gotten a crap load the last 2 months, and
Yeah.
they've been really receptive to me when they've done that. So it's like, it's just bad luck for me on the giving end of it. But the receiving end of it, like, I feel like everybody that's rated me off recommended has really loved it.
Right.
And they've always linked up with me and connected afterward.
But I think
So
that's the issue, is just there are so many people who stream now that the odds of ending up with somebody who doesn't care or is problematic are just too high, when there are, so many people that I know who deserve the support, who deserve, these certain things, that I can raid and help them out, rather than, just some random who there's a 50-50 shot that it's not going to go well.
yeah.
So, I do normally, what I'll try to do is, like, when I get some free time and I don't see, a ton of, you're not online, a bunch of people I don't, I know aren't online, I'll go and try to find other streamers and, make connections there. And if their channel, for the first, 3 or 4 times I go watch them, it's like, okay, this can be a channel that I raid now.
Yeah.
Because I've just started trying to vet people before I send raids there, because I don't want to subject my community to that, because I don't want that to, it can look bad for me as well, because,
Bro, I rated somebody with fucking 50.
Jeez.
And I know, bro, and it was just horrible, man. It was nothing.
So you rated them with 50 and they weren't talking to chat and they just didn't give a shit?
No, they're just like, hey, Judo. They didn't get my name right. It's so hard to rate Judo. It's so hard I don't know why. They messed well, whatever. I messed up names.
Yeah.
But they were just like, hey, and then thanks for the raid, and then just kept playing, and it was just like, dude, you just got fucking 50 bomb dropped on you. Like,
dude, if I got rated with 50, I'd probably shit myself. Like, that's not something that happens often.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating. And I don't know. It is frustrating. I've had a couple, like, when I'll do recommended raids or like random raids, is when I'm at on a certain hour and there's really not that many people on. There's always somebody on though, but there's just, people that I've either rated before or people that I'm following but really don't engage with each other.
Right.
Then that's a rare opportunity. That's a rare one. And then that's when I would be doing a random one, pretty much, because I really just, it would tear me apart, bro, if I was online and I saw, a good buddy, let's just see the Geek Slays.
Okay.
And he's streaming late at night, and then, and then I give it to somebody else who I don't know. Like, that would bother me.
Yeah. That's my biggest thing, is if I hit somebody with a random raid and it's terrible, but, you were online, or, Hakuna is online and only had 3 viewers, but I sent a random raid and the random raid went terrible. It's like, dude, I could have just raided Hakuna, who I know is actually going to be appreciative, actually going to pay attention to my community, and, make them feel welcome in his stream. I'd much rather do that.
Yeah. I mean, it just sucks, because these things always come back. Like, it's a big family. It's a big fraternity. Like, the support always comes back somehow. Right. Like, in some sort of way. It could be a like on a tweet, it could be a retweet, it could be an engagement on my tweet, it could be whatever it may be. Like, hey, yeah. and it always comes back full circle. Like, the people that you're linked with, it's a big family. Like, we all take care of each other. It's important to give back to them.
Right.
So I understand that fully.
So yeah, it's
that's frustrating. That's actually touching a nerve almost. It's like, I just hate.
Yeah.
It just kills me rating somebody that doesn't give a shit, and that could have gone to somebody that's
right.
done something for me.
Right. It's like, this person's been there with me for a year, and so it can be super tough, but it's also tough. If I have 10 people watching me play Black Ops 3 Zombies, it's tough to then send a raid to somebody playing Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Too. So it's one of those things where it's like finding people. Are we going into dark stuff now? Not this time. That was last week. Last week got dark.
We're just keeping it real.
Yeah, because like last week it was talking about, what happens in 10 years when maybe none of us are streaming anymore. Where does our community go? And
that's a good question. Like, that's a tough question, because it's like, what would pull you away from streaming?
Right. Because for me, it's like, did I die? Or did it just get to the point where I had to go get, an actual real job, and the real job, is 12-hour days, and I have this long of a drive, and there's no time for me to stream.
There's going to be a time where I have to slow down a significant amount. But will I stop?
Right.
No. So it's like, are you going to stop being a gamer? Right. Are you going to stop gaming?
It's like, I've been streaming and making content for 5 years. Where am I going?
Personally, for me, that's why it's like that, because I took a lot of time to get into streaming.
Right.
I took years to get into streaming, not because I was nervous or scared. I just never made the effort. But I always watched streams. It was always fascinating. The industry I fucking love. So I was like, it just got to be to the point where I was like, dude, you just need to do it now.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
I wish I would have done this earlier, though. That's for sure.
I wish there's a lot of things I wish I would have done earlier, or just done better from the beginning. But
streaming's only been around 10 years, like, right? Less than that.
And I guess streaming's only been around for, about 10 years. Content creation on the internet in general, like, 2006? So 15 years, maybe?
Really? I really don't remember anything streaming wise until like
YouTube itself, like YouTube videos was about 2006.
Yeah.
2010 was when Justin TV was really happening, which was Twitch originally before it got bought out. So yeah, but I mean, if 5 years ago I knew what I did today, then, I think I'd be in a very different spot. But yeah, you live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bear with the popcorn. That's great. Sit back, eating the popcorn.
Yeah.
While we spill the tea.
Hey, speaking of popcorn, you seen any good movies lately?
Just watched the Black Widow movie a couple days ago.
What do you think?
I enjoyed it.
Give me a 1 to 10 rating.
Like a 6.5.
What? You enjoyed it, but gave it a 6.5? Not even a 7?
See, so
okay.
The biggest thing is the issue that has plagued Marvel with some of their movies for a while.
What's that?
This movie should have came out 7 years ago. It just should have. Just like the Captain Marvel movie should have came out in 2010. It really should have.
I think a lot of people don't realize that this movie takes place like around after Civil War.
Oh yeah, people are confused for some reason. But this movie should have came out right after Civil War.
Yeah, true. That's true.
And it's just because of the timing that I rank it so low. Because it doesn't matter. We know how this story ends. We know where it goes. So what's the point? It's not a bad movie, but if it would have came out when there might have actually been stakes involved, then cool.
I mean, look at it like this: like the timeline, everything. Yeah, 80%, a good percentage of the movie ties back to the old timeline, but they're utilizing it a way. They're using it. I can see where they're bridging it to the next phase.
But it's not really. What's bridging to the next phase, except for the post-credit scene?
Elena, the girl, what's her name? Elena. That's her name.
Yelena. Then it shouldn't
Yelena.
have been a Black Widow movie. It should have been a Yelena movie.
Well, she is the Black Widow now.
No, I don't think so. Technically, there are like 50 of them. But
I'm pretty sure I read she's considered the Black Widow now.
She's going to the Dark Avengers team, so she's the evil Black Widow. I read that they're doing a Hawkeye TV show for Disney Plus. Oh, yeah.
And they just wrapped up post production for that, and she's in that.
Oh, is she?
So
I didn't know she was in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The girl. So they just wrapped that. I don't know when that airs, but
I'm not sure either. But
yeah, that Hawkeye, that's gonna be Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I love Hawkeye.
I didn't watch Loki though.
What?
Did you? I know.
You need to watch Loki.
I know I need to. I'm just slacking.
Because this is the only one of the Disney Plus shows that actually does impact the future of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm assuming this would be the one.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 6.
8, right? 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I can knock that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they like an hour or 45 minutes?
45 minutes to an hour. I think one of them was close to an hour. But
I like WandaVision a lot.
WandaVision was great. I loved it. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was so good. I loved it.
You did? I couldn't get past it. It was okay. I get the gist of it now.
What couldn't you get past?
I don't know. I just didn't really. I don't know, man. It was slow. But you know what? It's my fault because I only watched the first 3 episodes. But then the rest of it, I just read up on what happened.
Oh.
But look at WandaVision. It took 2-3 episodes to get really, really good. So that's on me.
That's kind of how these shows are.
Yeah.
Loki kind of gets into it right away, though. Just because it's so few episodes that it has so much story to cover so quickly.
Yeah. Did you watch Bad Batch?
I've been watching it. Yep.
What do you think? I stopped watching that too.
Really? Why?
I just don't know. No, it's not because I don't like it, bro. It's just because like I'm a content creator now. Like something's got to give. Like I don't watch TV and movies as much as I used to.
I don't. I literally just make time for the Bad Batch. That's the only show that I know I'm watching. Or like if there's a Marvel show out, I'm watching that. But
so it's entertaining.
I enjoy it, but I'm also a giant Star Wars nerd.
Hello, Judo, Star Wars 80.
Judo, but I feel like you're a tier or 2 below me still.
Excuse me? Hold up. What did you just say?
Yeah, I'm going there.
Do you read the books too?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Do you play the Star Wars version of D&D? Because I do.
What's it called again? The ship one?
Star Wars Squadrons?
No.
Or like
I think
the IRL game, not the video game.
Yeah, not the game.
X-Wings?
I think it's X-Wings or something like that. I don't know, man. Okay, bro. Like I've got all these books, man, in the canon, the Legends ones. I've read them all. I've got them on Audible. Like I watch Clone Wars. What content's out there that I'm not doing?
You ever make an hour-long YouTube video about a Star Wars character?
I don't make YouTube, so no, I have not.
That's fair.
But I listen to those shows, man. I listen to all those channels that like what's the fucking names? I haven't done it in a while, but I do. On YouTube? What's the guys' names?
I don't know. Star Wars Theory, bunch of different people.
Yeah, Star Wars Theory is one. There's one. My buddy had a actually negative engagement with the guy.
Really?
Yeah, man, I'm big into those though. Star Wars Theory is a good one. I'm
I put
scrolling right
out
now.
the story of Darth Nihilus video I put out a while back. It did not do great, but
How about this? I don't tell many people about this either, but there's a game on. I think I might have told it to you. Star Wars Explained. That's the one I like.
okay.
There's a game on mobile I've been playing for like 6 years straight. The Galaxy of Heroes.
Oh really? I didn't love that game.
Well, I lead a guild in it, and I
Oh.
play it daily.
Oh jeez.
And people from that guild that I've been playing with actually, because I'm leading that guild and everything, they've actually became streamers too
Well,
and follow me off of that. Like, so I'm all about Star Wars, dude. I'm all
okay.
about Star Wars.
See,
I mean, I'm not saying I'm above you,
no,
but I'm definitely not saying I'm below you. That's for sure.
fair.
So I'm all about
See,
it.
my thing is it's just based off the content we create. I don't see you talk about Star Wars that often, but it's also not your type of content. Really.
I did a May the 4th stream.
Well, no, but I mean like, YouTube videos that are all about,
I probably just don't talk about it. Yeah, but I mean, like,
or,
if you come into my channel, man,
the
I'll yap
TikTok
your ear off.
videos that I make talking about Star Wars stuff, or YouTube video. You don't make that kind of content, so it doesn't always click in my head that you are.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
I
bro,
think that's part of it.
bro.
So my bad.
That's a prerequisite for me. My future wife is you gotta like Star Wars.
Fair.
I was get the fuck. Just kidding.
Star Wars and Marvel, because
Marvel's up there. I actually used to read Marvel comics as a kid. A lot of people don't.
I still do. Big comic guy.
Dude, I actually bought comic books as a kid. I fucking loved the X-Men. Remember the cartoon?
Oh my, yeah, the X-Men cartoons that were trying to compete with the Batman animated series.
I love that too, bro.
God,
I don't like
DC shows were so good though.
I don't like DC, bro, but I love the Batman animated series. Like, not like, sheesh. Yeah. So good, so good. Dark Knight series, so good.
Yep.
Not much else I like about DC, to be honest.
I'm so excited for the new Batman movie though, the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh yeah, that does look dope. Actually, that does look dope. I'll give him that.
I think Batman's just a dope character, so it's real easy to get into.
They have tended to fuck up Batman though in the past.
They fuck up everything.
Yeah.
Like, look at what they're doing with Superman. Why is Henry Cavill not Superman anymore? How can you be this dumb?
He's not. I heard he wasn't. Now he's not.
Like, they let him. They're not. He doesn't want to go back because of the way they fucked over the guy who was playing Cyborg. And DC's decided that they're going a different direction. But it's like, Henry Cavill plays that character so well.
Yeah, he's a good actor too.
Like, come on.
All right, yo, let's rank the Batmans then. What's your favorite Batman? Not Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Like, what do you mean? Like the movies or the shows,
or
like?
No, in the movies, not the TV shows. Not Adam West on movies.
No, right now it for me goes Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. Who else played Batman? George Clooney's at the bottom. He's off it.
Val Kilmer, George Clooney.
Val Kilmer, I'd probably put at third. Michael Keaton at fourth, Adam West fifth, George Clooney sixth. That's all of them, I think.
I go this way. I go Michael Keaton, best Batman, best Bruce Wayne.
I thought you said we weren't ranking the Bruce Wayne part of it.
Okay, I won't. But I'm just saying, okay, he's my favorite Batman, and then it's like slightly above Christian Bale. After that, I really don't give a shit. Like, I don't.
Fair.
Val Kilmer was okay. Ben Affleck, I don't like as Batman, but he's not George Clooney.
Right. You can't be worse than George Clooney. That was a terrible Batman. It was awful.
I didn't even feel like Batman. I feel like he was still George Clooney.
Also, why did his suit have nipples? I'm never gonna get over that. Why?
The fucking credit card.
The Bat credit card, yes.
Remember that shit?
Oh my god, that was so dumb. That was such a
Yeah,
terrible
man,
movie.
the Schumacher Batmans are terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, Bruce Wayne, go Bruce Wayne. Rank your Bruce Waynes.
Oof.
This is TikTok content. What?
Okay, so I would say for that I would probably put Keaton 1, Affleck 2,
Mm.
Bale 3, Kilmer 4, then it doesn't matter.
I feel like
Clooney's last.
I feel like Affleck's a better
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne than Batman. Yeah,
Yeah.
I give him that. Okay, Batman movies.
Fuck, I can't remember what half of them are actually called.
Well, there's basically 2 trilogies.
The
Yeah. I mean, the Batman versus Superman, that's not a standalone, so.
Right.
But then again, that takes away from Affleck because he's never been in a standalone Batman.
Well, he was gonna be, and then they let him go too.
Yeah, smart.
I see. So honestly, I did not love any of the early Batmans. So the Tim Burton Batmans with Michael Keaton.
You didn't like those?
I didn't
feel
love
like
them.
Batman.
Like they were
I feel
fine.
like Batman Returns is so underrated.
It was.
Nothing.
No, I'm not saying it was bad, but I just didn't love it.
Okay.
And then the 2 Clooney Batmans are awful. What was it? 2? It might have just been 1.
No, it was
matter.
1. It was 1 Clooney. There was 4. 1 was Clooney. 1 was Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer was the Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Two-Face. But I actually like Batman Returns a lot, and it's kind of like he's kind of cutting it close.
So I would go the Nolan Batman trilogy with Christian Bale at the top.
Okay, but I would even go as far as saying the Nolan trilogy is the best comic series ever. Like better than Marvel.
No.
You don't think it's better?
No.
Dude, it's top notch, bro.
But the thing is,
it's close.
I have so
best.
many little issues with those movies that aren't like, they're not big things, but the character of Batman is just off in those movies for some reason. And the villains are confusing. The only one that was great was the Joker. Bane, I love the way they did Bane, but it wasn't a good representation of Bane. Compared to the comics, that Bane sucked. Ra's al Ghul went from being this cool Middle Eastern badass to Irish guy.
Yeah.
Like Talia al Ghul was a weird addition because
I like. You didn't like Ra's al Ghul?
Ra's in the movies? No. Because that wasn't the right character. You did Ra's horribly. You want to see a good representation of Ra's al Ghul? Go watch Green Arrow.
Okay.
The Arrow show on the CW. They did Ra's al Ghul right. But the Arrow show on CW is Batman with a bow. None of them are original Green Arrow villains. It's very weird. It's like they wanted to do Batman, but they weren't allowed to, so they just turned Green Arrow into Batman. It's good, but it's weird.
Give me your rate your Jokers for me.
See, that's tough because all 3 are great.
3? Okay.
I'm only counting right now the 3. Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get him and Phil Nicholson mixed up. Oh, I forgot about Joaquin Phoenix.
That's a golfer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I get those 2 names mixed up, though. I don't know why, but Phil Mickelson and Jack Nicholson they get mixed up in my head. And then, so I haven't watched The Joker yet.
What?
Yeah, because I don't care.
Why? That movie is so fucking brilliant.
But it doesn't matter.
Why?
Because that version of the Joker will never be seen on screen again unless they make another version of that movie.
Okay, so you're saying you won't watch it because
no,
it's not tied to any storyline.
I'm not saying I won't watch it. I'm just saying I haven't yet because
Actually,
again,
okay.
it's all about budgeting time, and
I think DC's a mess, bro. I don't blame that on
Right.
that. I think DC's a fucking mess.
DC is a mess.
They can't retain any characters for any continuity, and that hurts them.
Yeah.
They're already in a hole against Marvel, and that's not helping.
And they're not hiring anyone who knows comic books to dig them out of it.
You should watch The Joker, bro. It's great cinema.
I've heard great things.
It's a great cinema.
I can't
it's
rank
great
him
insight.
because I haven't truly seen it. So that would
And
be
I heard
unfair.
they are going to make a sequel, actually.
Heard rumors, but
Yeah.
what is the stupid guy's name who played the Joker in Suicide Squad?
Jared Leto.
Thank
Trash.
you. I can't. No, he really wasn't.
Oh my god.
No, your issue is just you don't like the way the Joker has been written in comic books since 1995. That's it.
Bro, Heath Ledger, brilliant. Fucking
For playing his
Joaquin-
version of the Joker, yes. There are 3 distinct Jokers in comics.
They're different, yeah, but they're not wildly different. I feel
They absolutely are.
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger captured the essence of the Joker. I feel like Jared Leto's version is more fluff like, it's more comic like, it's more animated series like almost. It's like that.
So
I can't take him serious as he's trying to be like Heath Ledger, edgy.
see, but he's not.
And Joaquin, okay, what?
So here's how the timeline basically went. There was the Clown Prince of Crime. He was the original Joker starting in the 1940s. Okay, in around the 70s and 80s came Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, the Chaos Clown. Then would come Jared Leto's version, the Gangsta Clown. He wasn't trying to be like
That's kind of like Jack Nicholson's.
No, it really wasn't. Jack Nicholson's was the Clown Prince of Crime. There's a difference because this is supposed to be
Clown Prince of Crime and Gangster Crime. What's the difference?
Gangster Clown are very different just in the way they act.
I felt like that was a gangster style Joker, Nicholson's.
No, see, not really. I mean, because Nicholson's was more wacky and kind of over the top gimmicky. You know? And then Joaquin Phoenix's also does mesh with comics, but not really. He's, honestly, Joaquin Phoenix is more standalone Joker-y than he is comic book accurate. Whereas the other 3 have been very comic book accurate depending on the age of comics. Nicholson's was based off the Silver Age of comics. Ledger's was the late 70s through the 80s into the early 90s. And Leto's was the newer version of the Joker. People's real issue isn't with Leto's performance. It should be with, I just don't like the way the Joker is in the modern era. And that's fine. But we shouldn't be blaming Leto's performance because it was amazing.
That's subjective, but I think he's a great actor. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of roles that guy's been in that I've really like. I loved him in Dallas Buyers Club. That's a fucking amazing role he was in that one.
But also, having
I just didn't.
7 minutes of screen time doesn't give you enough time to see how well he can portray the character.
I mean, he was in Batman versus Superman or the Justice League too.
He was in the
Snyder
Justice
Cut.
League, but also for like 7 minutes. And
Yeah.
the little bit of him that was in the Snyder Cut, everybody loves. Which is confusing. Because how do you hate? He's the same guy. Nothing changed.
I don't think his performance was anything. Like I said, there was not much to it, and I feel like he stayed he stayed on path for what the Joker's perception is. Like it wasn't a mind-blowing performance by any stretch of the means. It was just
Because
what people think the Joker is.
he even came out and said it though. I was originally in the Suicide Squad movie. He was originally supposed to have like 40 minutes of airtime. Instead, he got 5. So all of his character development and all of the proof of how good he was acting as that character doesn't exist because they cut him out of the movie.
That style of movie, though, I feel like he fit with that style of movie very well.
Yeah, I don't know. We will never get to see anything to know whether he was good or not. Honestly, what I'd love to see is if Robert Pattinson's Batman is good, you know, people enjoy it. I think we should get Jared Leto back for the second one. They should do like not the same style as what Nolan did. They should do like an Under the Red Hood, right? Or the Killing Joke story. I think those would be 2 storylines that are great.
Is there a Joker in this next is it Scarecrow? In this
Neither.
next... Okay.
It is the Batman. I believe it's the Riddler.
Oh yeah, that looks dope, bro. This new one I actually really like, bro. I'm pretty pumped about it.
It looks so good. I honestly love how Robert Pattinson looks as Batman. I really do. Andy Serkis is playing Alfred. That's awesome.
It looks good, man. The style, the vibe, it feels like it captures Batman well. I like it a lot. I feel like Jared Leto and Jack Nicholson are a little bit more comparable than Heath Ledger, and I feel like Joaquin Phoenix, his Joker is like an origin story. And
my thing is, he just doesn't. He's not like the comics at all, and you can.
Bro, you haven't seen the movie though.
But I know I haven't
he's
seen
not
the movie,
Christopher.
but I've seen people talk about it.
Darker. Also. It's a very dark fucking movie, bro. Like,
right.
Experience it, bro. Like, there was a scene in the movie, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, when he kills that stupid the television host guy.
Yeah,
I exist on the internet. I've seen parts of the movie. It just happens. Yeah. That's if you don't want shit spoiled, you have to just watch it or don't get on the internet. Those are your options. So
yeah, that scene was just. I mean, you see the scene on YouTube, but if you're watching the movie as it plays out, man, that was just like the fuck.
Right. But I just think we gotta not. It's impossible to compare the characters because they're not the same character.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you were to like, he's more on that path line. He's not.
But
he's not. Oh, I hate this term, dark and edgy.
Sure.
But
I don't know. I'll have to watch it eventually, and we'll see.
I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker could be in Suicide Squad.
I don't.
I do, for sure.
Well, also, how does his Joker?
I don't want to spoil anything because, like, I'll just say this.
Not worried about it. Say whatever you need to.
He really is not. It's really him becoming the Joker. The meat of that movie is him, the mind of a manic person with psychological issues, and like it's a trip, bro. Because like after I left that movie, I was like watching it and I was like, dude, did this even really happen, or was this in his mind? I was questioning things. I had to research it, and it was like there was a whole scene at the end of the movie where it was like it didn't really fucking happen. It was in his head, but they don't really blatantly tell you that. So it's just like more so inside the mind of him and becoming him than more so him actually like, hey, you get Joker at the very end of the movie and that's it.
Yeah, so my biggest issue is it doesn't really fall in line with how the Joker came into existence. Like, he's not the Joker. Like, you couldn't put him in a Batman movie. The Joker only becomes the Joker because of Batman.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't mess.
He can't move into an ensemble cast because in the universe he's in, there is no Batman, basically.
I think originally this was meant to be a one and done flick,
but it just got so popular that now they're gonna.
Yeah.
The problem is they're
Yeah.
probably gonna try to retcon all of it to make him fit into a bigger universe, and it's not gonna work.
I agree.
And that's a problem. I'm sorry. DC needs someone like Kevin Feige, who knows not everything about the comics, but is such a comic nerd, and he needs to be the one in charge of not writing every story, but every idea has to go through him for them to, to say, okay, this makes sense. Because otherwise you're going to be writing movies that you can't write 10 solo movies that have nothing to do in universe with each other.
I like this thing.
And then
It's hard to find, bro.
connect them together.
Like Dave Filoni for Star Wars, like those aren't.
Right. Dave Filoni,
It's tough.
Kevin Feige, you need those guys. Alec
Yeah.
with the sub, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, sub in the chat.
Yep, I just read it. I muted so you didn't have to hear it. Yeah. Not that terrible of a guy. But yeah, cuz the way the Joker's story goes is he was originally the Red Hood who during a heist jumped into a vat of chemicals to escape Batman. So the Joker doesn't exist without Batman.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's tough.
the story.
So it's tough.
That's the story. Maybe but see, this is the thing. Oh, I could save this. Maybe he was already the Joker, to a degree, and then that just pushed him over the edge with that interaction with the Batman. That could be the bridge where that makes him the Joker.
I don't know. The thing is, jumping into the vat of chemicals is what changed his appearance. The green hair, the white skin. It's not just makeup. He actually is physically altered by the chemicals.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The issue is DC has no direction now, especially since they got rid of Zack Snyder, who at least was trying to make a cohesive universe. Like, he had cool plans for his Justice League. I don't think it would have competed on the level of Marvel, but it at least would have been good. Like, the Snyder cut of the Justice League wasn't a terrible movie. It was way too long and didn't need to be as long as it was, but when it's your final goodbye, basically, to the DC universe, I get it.
Yeah. We'll see. I think that there's room to do that, though. I just think that they're just gonna have to direct it that way because that's the bridge to Batman. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of weird too, bro, because they actually meet Bruce Wayne and the Joker in this movie too.
Really?
Yeah,
Who
you
the hell
gotta watch
played
it.
Bruce Wayne?
It's him as a kid. Like it's a younger Joker too.
What?
I don't even remember if his name was Jack Napier in the movie either. I can't remember. Or was it Jack or Jim? I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Fuck, man. Batman animated series, one of my favorite cartoons of all time as a kid. Fucking loved it.
Batman Beyond was great.
I never watched it. I heard it was good though.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was a huge DC guy. Mostly because the animated shows. I loved the Justice League.
Yeah. The only thing with DC I got into was Batman. And then the whole story arc of Superman versus Doomsday, Superman's death, that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Even when he came back.
Yep. It was awesome, but All right. We're about 2 hours in. We should probably wrap this one up.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Thanks for continuing to support the Geek Slay, my good buddy, and the podcast. And I enjoy my time here every time. So thank you.
There we go.
Appreciate the shout out.
Absolutely. Got it. I forgot to give you one at the beginning of the podcast, so gotta hit you with one now. Honestly, the one thing I have seen that people have, like Hakuna, that girl Janie, and their stuff, when they shout people out, the pop-up that they get on screen, I have no clue how to do that, but it's so cool.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
have one too. I'll show you when we work on my stream. I have
Okay.
one already. I have a custom one with my logo. It just pops up and it does a little thingy.
If you are free next week, since I'm not going to be home and I'm going to struggle to have time to... I'm going to struggle to be able to stream because the internet where I'm headed is shit, so I will probably have time to...
I probably won't, bro, until...
Okay.
I'm actually finalizing my logo now. Then I gotta make banners and all kinds of jazz. So I played like at least 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
I'm working hard.
I
No
kind of want
rush.
to get custom overlays and stuff for my stream.
Right on. Yeah, put the brand out.
Better. I just don't know. I'm having somebody work on some more merch stuff that's coming, but we'll see.
Right on, man.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on again. Everybody
Anytime,
go
man.
follow this man. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.